the train that only appears at midnight. Tonight's story begins in a quiet town where the streets fall silent long before midnight. But if you stay awake just a little longer, you might hear a soft hum and a gentle whistle that sounds like a lullaby. This is the midnight train. It has no tracks and no station. It is a shimmering silver train that glides through the dark sky like a beautiful, silent dream. In a small house on the edge of town, a boy named Elier sat by his window. He was very tired, but his eyes would not close. His mind was full of noisy thoughts and what-ifs. He felt like he was carrying a heavy backpack full of worries that he just couldn't put down. The world was quiet, but Elier's heart was still racing. As the clock on the wall struck 12, a soft golden glow filled Elier's room. He looked up and gasped. The midnight train was hovering right outside his window. The silver metal sparkled like a mirror, and the doors slid open with a sound like a happy sigh. Warm light spilled into his room, smelling of lavender and sweet tea. A small conductor stepped into the light. He was not quite a person and not quite an animal, with soft fur and eyes that glowed like tiny lanterns. His name was Wisp. Wisp reached out a gentle hand and said, "Come aboard, Elier. You have carried your worries long enough. Tonight, we will carry them for you." Elier stepped inside and felt a wonderful wave of peace. The seats were not hard or cold. They were made of soft velvet clouds that hugged him back. Wisp handed Elier a small, warm mug. "Where would you like to go?" Wisp asked. Elier whispered, "I don't know. I just want to feel quiet again." Wisp nodded kindly. "Then we shall take the long way." The train began to move, floating toward a forest where the trees were made of emerald light. As they passed, Elier heard the leaves rustling. They weren't just shaking in the wind, they were humming a low, sweet lullaby. Elier leaned his head against the window, watching the glowing branches sway in time with the music. Next, the train climbed high into the sky, passing through mountains made of stardust. The peaks sparkled every time the train took a breath of the cool night air. Wisp sat across from Elier and pointed to the shimmering snow. "See how it sparkles?" Wisp said. "Each spark is a worry being turned into a star. You don't have to solve them tonight." They glided over a sea of floating lanterns that drifted like golden fireflies. The light was so soft that it made the whole world feel like it was wrapped in a warm blanket. Elier felt his chest grow light. The heavy backpack of worries in his mind was finally gone. He watched a single lantern drift past his window, moving slowly and peacefully. Finally, the train reached a quiet meadow where the grass moved to the rhythm of a slow heartbeat. Wisp stood up and tucked a soft blanket around Elier's shoulders. "Rest is also a journey, Elier," Wisp whispered. "It is the most important journey of all." Elier felt his eyes grow very, very heavy as the train turned back toward his home. When Elier opened his eyes, he was tucked safely in his own bed. The sun was not yet up, and the room was still. The midnight train was gone, leaving only a faint silver shimmer in the air. His mind was quiet. His heart was calm. As he drifted into a deep, happy sleep, he heard a soft whisper. "Whenever you need us, look for the glow at midnight."